La. Alrighty. This patch contains significant changes to item drops, changes the difficulty of Simulacrum, as well as other changes and bug fixes. Item drop changes. We modified the rarity value at which normal items no longer drop. This means that unique bosses will never drop normal items, except for a select few in the early game. We've halved the amount of rare gold drops. This means that if you roll a rare item, you get more rare equipment or rare currency instead of gold. Your gold power is not twice as large, so you get the same amount of gold on average. So yeah, less gold consuming your loot. Gold, magic. I wonder how much more loot this is. Tier 2 items not drop 4 times more often. Tier 3 to 5, 30% more often. Modifiers of tiered has also been improved by cutting out more level modifiers. I love this. I want this system to be the thing that makes ground loot feel fun. Like, I want to see a tier 5 item on the ground, and I want to just fucking be so excited. I really hope this is like meaningful. Tier 5 only roll the highest. Ooh, that's sick. I love that. So like high tier magic items have better mod culling than rare items, so that the highest tier magic items can only roll the highest modifier. What about, can I filter for it yet? Hopefully. Like I hope like this. These are really good. If I can't filter for tiers, then it's worthless and irrelevant. But we'll get that eventually, hopefully before 0.3. Yeah, but it's not unfiltered yet? Okay, good. I assume that's down here in the bug fixes. In campaign, you only get the guaranteed rare item the first time you kill each boss. Good. This is a good way to make campaign loot better on first playthroughs. You read the line before? So the first time they did this change, they made it so act bosses are guaranteed to drop one rare item. You know, act bosses, the literal final exclusively singular boss. So you got 6 rare items in the whole campaign, which was pretty irrelevant. It helped a little bit, but it was pretty irrelevant. This will, like this in combination with the rune change and like the artificer change and all of this stuff, well not this stuff, but the currency stuff. All of this likely means campaign loot's gonna feel a decent bit better. We'll see what the unique boss change is at the bottom as well. If there's a currency buff too, or if it's only a rare item change, we'll see. But I kind of want to do a campaign playthrough. But I think I'll wait until I'm done playing Po 1 for like a week, and then I'll come back and play some Po 2. Wait, why are there? So there's like a patch note and then like a forum post about it? Okay, I'm gonna read this one first, because this one is probably gonna have a little bit more information. Yeah, this... It didn't feel noticeable at all. Just one example, problem affects the drops game-wide. So, fuck. This is... I'm gonna finish this first section before I talk, but like... I assume this is gonna include player rarity as well. Oh, let's see. One side effect of that change would have been to make player rarity that you get on mods more valuable also, which is not our intention. Good. In order to counter that, reduce the effect that these mods have. So yeah, player rarity is gonna be the same as it currently is, which is like not super important. But honestly, like, as soon as this tier change goes in, and I can fucking filter for tiered items, player rarity will be good, even without it having much relevance on currency. Like tiered items should be what makes rarity good, and I think it will. After these changes go through. So this is good. The end result of this change will mean maps that don't have rarity will be relatively better than before, and maps that do have rarity are the same as before. This right here, up here, is kind of concerning, just a little bit. This means that the effect that wants to add rarity needs to be powerful and noticeable, and we will believe that it's not putting drops enough. So I don't really know where all the sources of rarity come from and how these changes are going to actually affect loot. But just from a conceptual point of view, in Path of Exile 2, the biggest problem with in-game loot is that it doesn't exist unless you juice. And when you do juice, you do get a good amount of loot that, in my opinion, feels good. Like, when you're playing the game wrong, and you're not like quantity rarity stacking on your tablets and waystones, you get fucking nothing. And when you're playing the game right, you get a lot of shit. It's so much more loot. Like, if you've been scrolling the subreddit at all, people have been posting these like 130, 150 hour playtime, like pilfering ring things, and there's like this huge disparity where it's like one player clearly does not know how to play the game, and they have like fucking 40 exalts and 2 divines, and one player does know how to play the game, and they have 50 divines and 900 exalts in the same playtime. Because if you don't play the game properly in PoE 2, you don't get loot. And this part right here is going to help that a little bit. But I do still think for the loot to reach a good point, towers need to be less strong, Waystone mods need to be entirely reworked, and like the base loot of like clueless gamers needs to be better. Like low effort gameplay should be a little more rewarding. Like I love some Alchemy Go, I love it. Like that's how I play Pathways Level 1. I love to Alchemy Go, it's sick. Low effort, low like tediousness of preparation, just fucking blasting. I love it. But it doesn't work in PoE2 very much. Like I mean you can do it, but like the loot doesn't feel good when doing it. So the main fix to Wisps is not Wisps themselves being changed, it's rarity being changed. So like when you first read this on its own, this looks fucking stupid, right? It's like this is the only change Wisps got, Jesus Christ. Like, but you know, that's why you can't view things in isolation, because the change to Wisps is the change to rarity, and the Wisps give a bunch of rarity, so hopefully they're gonna feel better now. Alrighty, rare magic chests. We didn't feel that they were exciting enough to find. What are the fixes to be the following thing? Magic chests have drastically increased rarity and quantity, and guarantee this the magic item. They're about as good as rares were before. Rare chests also have the same thing, and guarantee this to one rare item. And they actually, I mean, sick, fuck, love that. Hopefully they feel good to click. So it's not based on like the map itself having higher number of chests. We did need to lower the chances of spawning, but you'll get a lot better items overall. It's good. Less chests, but when you open them, they feel better. Strongboxes. Please make the monsters just spawn the way they do in the first game. Let's see. Strongboxes as a baseline have been increased to be equivalent to the balance for a chest. Strongboxes have increased item quantity and rarity, guaranteeing rare items as well as getting further 50% more item quantity. Boxes were already kind of good. Wait, they're buffing researcher boxes? Like, when you were putting in quant rarity maps, these things would give you like 2 to 3 exalts sometimes, and even base boxes had a decent chance for 1 exalt. So like, this is good. Please reduce the variance, more consistently drop a good number of items. I don't hate the loot of Strongboxes. The monsters need to spawn faster. It shouldn't take 15 seconds to do a Strongbox while just waiting for things to spawn. That's just not good. You open the box, the monsters should all have spawned within 3 seconds of hitting the box. You kill the monsters, you fuck off. Yo, I hope Trial becomes OP. I would love to just farm Trial for a year with full move speed relics. I hope Trial is good, because I really do have fun farming Trial. Trial of Chaos. Okay, let's see it. Corrupt item rewards are pretty shit in the game everywhere. Let's see what happens. Order to improve the rewards, made these changes as you continue to increase the level you play. Corrupted items are phased out from the rewards, and oh god fucking bless. No longer base corrupted loot on the ground. Rare currency stacks are phased in, like Ultimatum in the first game, instead of corrupted rares. God, I hope these are good. One thing about Trial of Chaos, I hope they still improve. The monsters don't drop loot. I like that they're fixing the rewards from each wave. The monsters do not drop loot in this mechanic. In Trial, monsters drop loot. Or sorry, in Sekima, monsters drop loot. In Chaos, they don't. And I would love if they both dropped loot from the ground, because ground loot is fun. Expedition has just some improvements. Bro, these boxes were already OP as shit. I got like 9 raw divines from these boxes. Double the number of... So they buff the rewards from this. I feel like the problem with Expedition Remnants is not the rewards as much as the mods that fuck you. They're too dangerous. Interesting. So when it comes to Expedition, Jonathan mentioned when it comes to recombinating, his goal was like, whenever you do an expedition, you'll get enough artifacts for a recombinator, which was not the case in early maps, but when you were juicing in-game maps, I was getting 20 artifacts per expedition. I was already getting 20. I don't want to pick up 20. I definitely don't want to pick up 40. Please start dropping in stacks. Please start dropping in stacks. I don't want to pick up 40 artifacts and 8 coins every time I do it. Just like frequency of drop, cut in a fifth, they drop in stacks of 5. Or like just, you know, and breach splinters too. They do drop in stacks. So they do drop in stacks if they come from rare boxes, from rare runic monsters, and you have quantity. Like you can make them drop in stacks. But also there's like so many. In some of like the big juice expeditions and like really good layout zones for it, like I had to turn the sound off on my filter. Because when I killed the monsters, it was just like a fucking machine gun just going off. We'll see how it feels. I mean, thankfully I can just scroll wheel loot with WASD. And it feels pretty good. I like this so far. I like most of these things. Like interestingly, in like the preview for this patch, they basically only said, like, we're going to buff the loot of campaign bosses. And then in the actual patch so far, it's, like, fucking everything. Yeah, in the interview he mentioned, like, there was some things about loot that maybe are different. But, you know, in, like, the actual announced preview thing, there wasn't anything guaranteed. One thing about Delirium and PoE2 that feels weird, it doesn't feel like it gets meaningfully harder with depth. Like, in the first game, when you're at the end of a Delirium mirror, that shit they're tanky. They are fucking impossible to kill. In PoE2, like, I feel like I'm like at the end of a Delirium mirror, the rewards are scaling, and like the monsters aren't harder to kill. At least not by a noticeable amount. We'll see what this feels like. But this also might, if this is really big, this might change the way you juice maps. Because like currently, if you're using like low oils to juice your maps, you're only getting like 20% delirious across the whole map. Whereas if you do a delirium mirror, by the time you're at the end of the map, you're at like, you know, 50, 70, 80% delirious. So if this is actually scaling really well, this could be more loot than the implicit enchant gives from delirium. And then you'll need to use mirrors instead of oils. I really hope that's the case. The ideal world is this is stronger than anointing maps, and you don't have to anoint maps anymore. That'd be sick. And instead you have to do a delirium tablet. Audience, great. This shit, please stop. Just make it 100 splinters instead of 300 splinters. Stop giving more splinters. Like some juice breaches were already dropping 80 to 100 splinters per breach. We don't need 120 splinters on the ground in one breach. Alright, love this. What's the other boss? There's a fourth one, right? Expedition. I mean, that boss was super common. Like, for how many logbooks you get, like, Olroth was pretty common. Common for you? I mean, by the time I wanted to fight Olroth and get my points, I had like 65 logbooks. Love all of this. Love all of this. I hope loot feels good. I hope loot feels good, and 0.3 is like the best skill balance patch of all time. Here's the rarity might kill essences and scour chancing. Well, it's just chancing, it's not scouring, because that's the name of the emote. But I love that. It's just fucking the scour chance stuff from Crucible League. You're definitely correct. This change will likely cause you to get less normal items. Hopefully this doesn't affect maps, because I really always want maps to only ever drop normal, not magic or rare. But I don't suspect to be spared that. But yeah, it definitely might make it harder to chance things. We'll see. We will see. I kind of suspect that if you were playing the game properly with rarity and quantity stacking, you already didn't see normal rarity items from rare monsters in most cases, and you only saw them from trash monsters, is my guess. Good, the downsides have been adjusted. Like, the downsides of some of these remnants were so wild. Like 100% extra as fire, it's just the monster does double damage. Like, if it's physical base, it's not the worst, but when it's like fire base, it's just double damage, right? Or cold relating base, just double damage. Like the pen mods as well, yeah. Like the remnants were so cracked. So this is good. Upsides better, downsides less bad. Holy fuck, they got rid of 100 Chance to Avoid. Can we port this change back to Path of Exile 1 as well? I think the way Delirium provides monster defense in PoE 2 is totally different. Like, in the first game, it's scaling less damage taken, and that reaches 96%. So eventually it reaches, you know, you take 25 times less damage. In this game, I think it's scaling toughness. I'm not positive, but I think it's scaling toughness, which means at max, like 140%, the monster's only 2.5 times tankier, not 25 times tankier. And that's roughly in line with how sim farming felt to me on my spear guy. Like going from 0 to 4 and going from wave 1 to wave 15 didn't feel like as big of a gap as it had in the first game, which is good. But it does make sense why Delirium's content feels easier. So basically for sim, lower difficulty, much easier, and the modifiers are weaker as well. Honestly, I think for builds that we're getting shit on in sim, I don't think it's going to be actually that much easier. It'll be easier, but like, if your build wasn't even close to beating it, I don't think you're going to beat it still. But if you were like close, then it'll help a little bit. We'll see. Reduce the number of nexus you need to complete your Atlas tree. Each nexus now gets 5 skill points instead of 2. This is good. Like on league start, it took me, so on my league start, I exclusively rushed Carpet Zones. I ignored towers, I did not juice maps, I only rushed Carpet Zones to finish my Atlas. That's how I play the game. I want to, you know, finish my baseline thing and then farm. It took me about 26 hours of mapping to find 15 nexuses. I could have done it faster if I used trade a bit better and like had a better strategy, but like, you know, that's a super long time to do that. And a lot of people were just like farming 15s and just didn't even have their points. They just didn't fucking care because like it was too hard to get them. With this, you're only going to need to find 6 instead of 15 nexuses, which is much more reasonable. And once you've found the first like 2 or 3 nexuses and done like your 5 unique maps, you already have 25 points, which is enough to start farming towers and not like feel like you have to rush this. So this is very good. Increase the visibility of them so you can see them further away. Atlas has points have been retroactively granted. These scenarios will have fewer points after the patch. Oh, so give people these points. Interesting. But like if you already finished it, it doesn't matter. And this stuff, please just lower the stack size of Breachstones and Simulacrums. 300 is not needed. I really hope that's in by 0.3. It's just like, it's so unnecessary to drop this many splinters. This will make it feel a little better because you're never like sitting at max resonance of all 3. You're always max of 1 and right below max of 2. So this will feel a little better on that. Let's see, on dealing 11 with attack hit, now gains 10 to 13 and loses 3 of the others. Previously gained 7 to 10 and lost 2, so you gain more and lose more. You now lose 10 resonance per second if you haven't gained in that type in 8 seconds. Previously 5. Quality now provides attack speed while total resonance over 250 instead of 2% more per 50. Yeah. So basically, it builds up faster, it falls off faster, but it's roughly similar in power level. Unique Dousing Charm no longer guarantees a crit. Ooh, I love this. So like, if you like high roll some like multiple like rearm procs, you won't like hit your cap and then just like not gain damage. How would it be abuse? There could just be like some random item that like makes you super strong when you're blound, and like your team blinding you, or like you blinding minions can maybe like do some shit. And I don't know. What are hazards? Hazards are ground effects that do things when monsters walk over them. So spears have that ability that throw spears in the ground, and then when monsters walk over them, they explode. I think there's like something called the caltrops. It's like little traps in the ground. Number of monsters in chaos areas below 65 has been reduced. Please make them drop loot. There's already no monsters in this mechanic. It's so empty and barren. Please make them drop loot. The 2 total monsters you fight. Leaps enemies by violent imps and unearthed urchins cannot be dodged. Yo, this shit was so fucking dangerous. Like, occasionally, on like my pure evasion guys, you just walk a corner and like 12, I think it was these on the right, like 12 of these guys would just leap on you, and like your evasion doesn't work and you just get chunked. I think they look like little blobs, like little like ghouls, I think, wearing dark clothing or some shit. I kind of forgot what they look like, but those things occasionally fucked me up. Urnwalker's Scare Cloud skill does damage less frequently, so you don't insta die with 5%. Remove life on hit, maybe? We'll see. The dumbass off-screen detonate dead skills had its damage lowered. I'm gonna go ahead and say that within the next 3 to 17 years, this monster will have its detonate dead range reduced, so it cannot cast them from off-screen. The same change they made in Path of Exile 1 in 2018-ish. Visual effects improved is very good. Fixed a bug where Silent Kid map could be uncompletable. That one happened to me. Fixed the bug where Atlas would display the incorrect state. Fracturing mirrors. Yeah, so Delirium just hasn't been spawning the extra monsters that it should have the entire patch so far. So this is going to make Delirium even better for more monsters, more loot. Please, I really hope Overwhelming Presence. I think this is the one, yeah. This, maybe Invisible Buff Effect MTX will work on that eventually. But like, I will never use this until the visual is gone. It's so disgusting. Like when you walk near a monster, it gets this like cloud of like pixels that just like block the monster's visual entirely. It like censors it. It's like censoring the monster so you can't see what it's doing. It's the worst thing ever. You can invisible buff effect on it. Love that. For $5, you can fix it. Holy shit! I hope this fixes all of those really annoying ritual monsters. When you had to just like walk in a circle trying to find like the one burrowed scorpion. I think that's what this is doing. I really hope it is. It's so annoying walking around trying to like activate the like non-active monsters in ritual. Really hope that that's what this fixes. The rocks, the fucking scorpions, the little burrowing snakes. Like, I think the snakes probably still burrow because those use it as an active ability, not as a pre-spawning ability. Didn't even know there was a compare feature. Fix some crashes. Good stuff. Mostly.